Heartbreaking plea. Coco Gauff's mom exposes shocking late-night harassment. Hashtag end the abuse. In a world where fame brings both adoration and cruelty, where athletic brilliance can attract admiration as well as malicious attention, 2025 delivered one of the most unsettling and emotional stories of Coco Gauff's rising career. It wasn't about tennis trophies or record-breaking victories. It wasn't about rivalries or rankings. It was about a mother's voice, trembling yet powerful, as she exposed the dark side of fame her daughter had silently endured. The world saw Coco Gauff as a superstar, smiling on magazine covers, smashing forehand winners, inspiring young athletes. But beneath the glare of stadium lights, a different story had been unfolding, a disturbing late-night reality that no young woman, no human, should ever have to face. And when Coco's mother finally spoke out, the world listened. The night everything changed. It began on a quiet evening in early September. Coco had just returned home to Florida after a long, emotional tournament run. She was exhausted yet relieved, happy to be home, away from cameras, finally able to rest. The Gauff household was calm, filled with the warm sound of family chatter and a much-needed home-cooked meal. But at 1:47 a.m., the peace shattered. Coco's phone buzzed relentlessly, message after message pouring in, each more disturbing than the last. At first, she thought it was fan mail or social media noise. But when she opened the messages, her heart clenched. These weren't fans. These weren't critics. These were threats, explicit messages, stalking language, a stranger describing her schedule with unsettling accuracy, and one message that made her blood run cold. I know where you live. You can't hide. Shaking, Coco locked her bedroom door and called her mother. A mother's instinct ignites. Candy Gauff rushed into her daughter's room, finding Coco huddled by the window, phone in hand, tears streaming silently down her face. She had always seen Coco as strong, focused, disciplined, fierce. But in that moment, she saw her not as the superstar the world adored, but as her child. Vulnerable, frightened, human. What happened? Talk to me, Coco. Coco showed her the messages. Every word felt like a knife. Every threat felt like fire. Candy's heart broke, and then it hardened. She was no longer just Coco's mother. She became her protector, her shield, her voice. Within hours, the family contacted security teams, reported the harassment, and tightened Coco's online protections. But something inside Candy refused to stay silent. She had watched cyber harassment grow worse for athletes, especially young women. She had listened to stories, heard whispers, and now it had struck her own home. Enough was enough. The courage to speak out. 2 days later, Candy Gauff posted a video. Shaky, emotional, and unfiltered. It wasn't part of a PR strategy. It wasn't scripted. It was raw truth. Her voice cracked as she began. I never thought I'd make a video like this. But as a mother, I cannot stay silent anymore. Last night, Coco was harassed, late-night messages, threats, disgusting words no young woman should ever have to read. We are tired. Tired of pretending everything is okay. Tired of protecting people who hurt. Tired of hiding behind polite silence. Her eyes welled up, but she continued with fierce determination. My daughter gives her heart to this sport. But fame does not give anyone the right to abuse her. To anyone who thinks harassment is just part of being famous, it is not. It is trauma. It is fear. It is violence. And we will not tolerate it anymore. She ended with a powerful plea. Hashtag end the abuse. Hashtag protect our girls. Hashtag stand with Coco. Within minutes, the video exploded across the internet. The world reacts. The reaction was immediate, intense, and overwhelming. Athletes from every sport, Serena Williams, Naomi Osaka, Ben Shelton, LeBron James, shared messages of support. Fans created hashtags. Advocacy groups spoke up. Media outlets ran headlines all day. Suddenly, this wasn't just Coco's story. It was a global conversation about abuse, misogyny, fame, and safety. Young athletes began posting their own stories of harassment. Parents shared their fears. Even long-retired tennis stars came out of the shadows to support the Gauff family. In one powerful tweet, a former champion wrote, We cheer their victories, but we forget they're human. Coco's mom is a hero for speaking up. But as the world rallied behind Coco, the weight of the situation continued to sit heavily on her shoulders. Inside Coco's silent struggle, Coco Gauff is known for her composure. Cool under pressure, laser-focused during matches, rarely showing emotion on court. But behind that strength, she struggled deeply in the days following harassment. Sleep became difficult. Training felt heavier. Every unusual noise made her turn her head. She didn't want to admit it at first, but she felt violated, unsafe, watched. Her coach noticed a hesitation in her footwork. A new movement is born. What began as a mother's heartbreaking plea grew into a full-fledged movement. #EndTheAbuse became a rallying cry across social media. Schools invited Coco and Candy to talk about digital safety. Tennis federations began revisiting their protection policies. Female athletes united in powerful online campaigns. Young girls who had been silent for years finally wrote messages like, "Because of you, I told someone what happened to me." The Gauff family never expected to become leaders of a global conversation, but they embraced it wholeheartedly. They knew the responsibility was heavy, but necessary. As Coco's dad told reporters, "In our family, we don't run from tough things. We confront them. We grow from them. We fight for what's right." Coco's returned to court, a warrior reborn. When Coco returned to competition, fans expected her to look shaken. Instead, she walked onto court with fire that stunned everyone. Her focus was sharper, her energy more powerful, her determination unmatched. Every forehand screamed resilience. Every serve thundered with purpose. Every victory carried meaning beyond rankings and trophies. In one emotional moment after winning a semifinal match, Coco looked into the camera and pointed to her heart. "This is for my mom." The crowd erupted. It wasn't just about tennis anymore. It was about a girl who faced the darkness and chose to rise. It was about a family that refused to stay silent. It was about a movement born out of pain, but rebuilt with hope. The legacy of a mother's voice. Candy Gauff didn't expect her late-night cry for help to ignite a global movement. She didn't expect millions to join her. She didn't expect her vulnerability to become a symbol of courage. When asked later why she spoke out, she gave the simplest, most powerful answer: "Because I'm a mother." Her bravery became a reminder to parents everywhere that protecting a child sometimes requires stepping into the spotlight, even when it's terrifying. Her voice didn't just protect her daughter. It protected thousands more. A story bigger than tennis. Coco Gauff's 2025 season will always be remembered not just for her brilliant tennis, but for her bravery in confronting something far darker than any opponent she faced on court. This was the season she became more than a champion. She became a leader, a symbol, a survivor, a voice for the voiceless. And it all began with a mother's heartbreaking plea heard around the world. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.